It's Friday, September 13th. Right now on 12 News at 10. Breaking news in Tempe. Police surround Arizona Mills Mall after reports of a shooting. We're live at the scene with what police are saying.
I'm Chase Golightly in Apache Junction, and tonight we're speaking with one of the many victims hurt after a suspected drunk driver crashed right into a bar.
Tonight from the I-Team. How long will Helen Simmons go to prison? It's the stunning finale for He Made Me Do It.
When will our record triple-digit streak stop? And how soon will rain follow suit?
And we're tracking big road closures across the valley that could bring your weekend plans to a screeching halt.
12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
Good evening. We're starting with breaking news. Police are surrounding Arizona Mills Mall tonight as they investigate reports of a shooting. These are live pictures right now from Sky 12. Tempe police tell us this is not an active shooting situation, but as you can see, there's still a really big police presence out there. Let's get right to 12 News journalist Bianca Bono, who is at the mall with what police are saying tonight. Bianca?
Yeah, Mark, right away, I want to report that just after speaking with Tempe police a couple of minutes ago, they confirmed there was a shooting incident here at the mall, but thankfully there are no injuries. But there is still a very large police presence here surrounding the area of the mall. As you can see, there are dozens of police vehicles surrounding the entire perimeter. We've seen helicopters with searchlights circling overhead, and you can only imagine how scary this has been for shoppers and employees who were here on what was likely a very busy Friday night. Take a look at the scene overhead from Sky 12. You can see just how big the law enforcement response has been. And here is what we know so far. Tempe police say there was a shooting incident at Arizona Mills tonight, but again, no injuries reported. Police are now conducting a widespread sweep of the mall. And when I asked police if any suspects are in custody, they said that is part of this sweep. Now, we heard from so many people who were inside when they saw police running in with guns drawn, so they took cover in the closest store they could find. Stores quickly locked their doors, and many were able to exit through the back, but others were forced to stay hidden inside for quite some time. There was one woman I spoke to. She was holding her small baby. She came out about 30 minutes or so. She said she heard multiple bangs as she was hiding inside of a store. So again, some terrifying moments for people who were here inside. Now, police said armored vehicles will be pulling up to the scene any minute now to assist in that sweep. Another story I want to share to just kind of express how difficult this was for so many people who had so many questions for so long. There was one father who was waiting here in the parking lot. He said he lives in Surprise. He got a text message from his daughter saying, "Don't call me." And he was confused as to why. He then realized what was going on. He saw police vehicles passing him on the freeway to get here. And some very anxious moments for him as he waited in the parking lot for her as she was hiding inside of a store in a dressing room, he said. But thankfully, we did see her come out and they reunited. So all okay there. Again, no injuries to report, but still a very active scene here in Tempe. Police said once they finish conducting that sweep of the mall, they'll be able to come out and provide an update to us with some more information. For now, we're live in Tempe tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. Let's get to our weather impact forecast with meteorologist Crystal Long. And Crystal, our streak, I can't believe I'm finally saying this, our streak of triple digits is set to finally come to an end. And we may even get some rain this weekend.
Yes, we are definitely rooting for rain, but we don't want it to spoil our weekend plans, right? Not to worry. I've got your hour-by-hour forecast here for us. We need the rain desperately. It's been slim pickings for rain this monsoon here in the valley. We only have 17 days left of the season. Right now, we rank top 10 driest monsoons on record, and we're in severe drought. So the last time we had measurable rain in Phoenix was 22 days ago on August 22nd. It was just shy of a quarter of an inch. And here we go tomorrow. Monsoon meter starting to show signs of life, but this is not the main event. We're just gathering up some moisture here, and it's just starting to show tomorrow in the form of spotty showers and thunderstorms, mainly across the higher terrain of eastern Arizona. The kind of moisture that we've got going for us has tropical DNA. It's coming up through the Gulf of California here, and as we yank it up into our atmosphere, sparks are really going to start to fly for us Sunday and then carry on into Monday. So start getting that umbrella ready tomorrow. It will be needed on and off Sunday and Monday, and then we're back to sunshine for you on Tuesday. So because this is going to be our first chance at rainfall and our coolest temperatures in a while, we wanted to tag Sunday with a 12 News weather impact alert. We also have to watch out because some of those storms could be spicy and turn severe, Mark, with damaging winds and hail.
All right, Crystal, thanks. We have an update tonight on a crash that sent several people to the hospital after an accused drunk driver plowed into a crowded bar in Apache Junction. Fortunately, everyone survived, and tonight we're hearing from one of the victims. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is live in Apache Junction with the story. Chase?
Yeah, Mark, it's a night they'll never forget, and the person that we spoke to tonight told me that they are still recovering from it. He and his band were performing at the Elks Lodge when it all happened, and we actually obtained security camera footage of the moments that truck crashed right into the building. Now, I do want to warn our viewers, while we aren't going to show you the entirety of that security camera footage, what you are about to see is still disturbing. Despite what they went through less than a week ago,
the music should never end.
The Roadhouse Wranglers are back on stage in Apache Junction. While they've been playing for decades, this is the first time Sam Chun has had to sit and play.
A fracture of my foot.
All from a suspected drunk driver crashing into the Elks Lodge where they were playing.
And all of a sudden, right behind me, I heard a blast like a bomb, just a big boom. And I looked over my shoulder. I saw this truck coming forward. He was plowing everybody over.
Chun says he was knocked down as debris flew everywhere.
I went to try to stand up, and it didn't work.
His foot was broken. Chun then looked around to see he wasn't the only one hurt. 30 people were injured and about 10 sent to the hospital, people Chun knows, including the suspected drunk driver, 73-year-old Thomas Kane.
I've known Tom for 30 years.
Kane is facing several charges, and despite what Chun and so many went through, he's thankful no one was killed.
I'm pretty darn lucky. You know, I've been blessed.
Hoping everyone else is doing okay too. Even the driver, police say, is responsible for the chaos.
If I had a chance to talk to Tom, and I will, I just, you know, I forgive him for whatever he did.
And Chun told me he's incredibly grateful to the community that has shown so much support to him and all the others injured that night. He's also thankful for the first responders and all the help that they did in saving people. And he also said that the music doesn't stop. He plans on getting back on stage tomorrow night. We're live in Apache Junction. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. We continue to track two fires burning close to the valley tonight. First, the Siphon Fire, which is burning east of Apache Junction. Firefighters say it has now burned almost 16,000 acres with no containment. Tonight, State Route 88 is still shut down in the area. We're told the fire was human-caused, but investigators are still trying to figure out exactly how it started. Meanwhile, the Gate Fire burning near Scottsdale is fully contained. Fire crews say it burned just over 1,000 acres near 128th Street and Rio Verde Drive. We're told Scottsdale Fire is still investigating how it started. New at 10, Prescott Valley Police say 3 people are dead in what they're calling a double murder-suicide. Here's what happened. Police were called out to a home on East Yavapai Road around 8 o'clock yesterday morning. When they arrived, they saw flames and heard gunshots. Once the fire was out, crews found the bodies of 2 women, ages 57 and 54, and a 52-year-old man. Police say the women had been shot multiple times while the man had been shot once. The investigation is ongoing, but right now, police say they are not looking for any suspects. Tonight from the I-Team, how long will Helen Simmons have to spend in prison for a crime she says she was forced to commit? In the stunning finale of our series, He Made Me Do It, the I-Team's Erica Stapleton takes a deep dive into a violent armed robbery at a jewelry store in Anthem. The jeweler was shot and wounded, and the 2 suspects were arrested in California after a wild U-Haul chase. But as Erica reports, there is way more to this story.
At this point in our story, both Helen Simmons and Matthew Jones are going to prison for the robbery case. But it's up to a judge to decide how long. And this isn't a cut and dry case. We uncovered that Helen Simmons accused Jones of trafficking and abusing her before and after the robbery and said he forced her into the crime. Our entire series goes over whether a suspect can also be a victim and whether that matters in the criminal justice system. A warning, some of this story is hard to watch.
Me personally, I just say, why? Why do you come to Anthem?
It's a question we've had this whole time. Not just why this jewelry store, but why Helen? Why any of this? Helen told us that Matthew Jones picked this store because he thought he could get a lot of money. For Joe Alvarez, no answer justifies what happened.
There's a sentencing. They're paying their dues, and we're going to go on.
More than a year after the robbery, everyone had to face that day again.
Good morning, Judge Davina Godley for Matthew Jones. He's present in custody, ready to proceed with sentencing.
Matthew Jones went before the judge first. You won't see the jewelry store employees speaking in court, but you can hear their voices.
We didn't ask for this. We had no choice. My life will never be the same.
The sounds of sirens continue to bring back horrific memories of that day. I felt like any form of safety and peace I ever had was taken from me that day.
The mental and emotional scars I have are immense, and they will remain with me for the rest of my life. He must face the consequences of his choices, and the punishment should reflect the severity of the trauma he inflicted upon his innocent lives.
Matthew Jones sat and listened until it was his turn to talk.
I just wanted to take full responsibility for my actions. It's not like I planned every detail out of that day.
He didn't apologize.
And I do want to, get the help that I need. I'm trying to, find the light. It's a hard goal from where I'm at right now. But I still see the light, and I'm just thankful that, things weren't worse.
The judge sentenced Matthew Jones to the max under his plea deal, 30 years in prison. But Helen's sentencing was different. The question of whether she's a suspect, victim, or both at the forefront. Some of the jewelry store victims addressed her directly.
I hope the court considers the full extent of the harm caused to my employees, myself, my family, and our community when finalizing the sentences for these two monsters.
Destruction, terror, and pain. What an awful way, Helen, to impact the world. I don't know her story or how it led her to where she is today, but my honest prayer is that she seek to have a better impact on the lives of others than she had on mine.
And no matter what you say, you still committed these crimes. I think you misunderstand the definition of what a victim is. We are victims.
The prosecutor dug in.
She may be a victim, and she may be a victim by Matthew Jones. But here, in this matter, as to this robbery, as to the assaults, as to the trauma, she is not the victim. She's the perpetrator. Her having fear placed upon her does not give her the right to put that fear onto others.
Helen's defense gave one final plea.
Matthew Jones was never charged for what he did to Helen Simmons. I'm glad he got 30 years today. I think he should get another 30 years for what he did to Helen.
Then Helen had her chance to speak.
I've been waiting for over a year to be able to apologize to the victims and their families. I was so scared, and I can't imagine how scared you guys were. I'm so sorry. I know it's not an excuse for me to be scared. I know it's not an excuse for me to, feel like I didn't have a choice. I know it's not an excuse. I wish I could have done something. I helped Matthew Jones that day scare and traumatize you all. I destroyed some of your property, and for those things I take full responsibility. And I accept the consequences of those actions. I hope that you don't hate me. I hope that you're not afraid of me. And I pray that someday you can forgive me. I was just so scared of what he would do to me too. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
The judge had a lot to consider. He called the state's plea offer generous, but also summed up the grayness of this case in a black and white way.
I can say that had Mr. Jones never met you, I think Mr. Jones still would have committed a crime like this. On the other hand, I think if you had never met Mr. Jones, I don't think you would have ever been involved in a crime like this.
That's the thing about court. It's very black and white. You're guilty or you're not. Helen's story is believable, but it hasn't been thoroughly investigated to prove if it's true. The fact is that Helen was part of a robbery, and she was going to pay for it.
I want everyone to know in the courtroom that my job a lot of days isn't easy, and I have to fashion punishment. It is what it is, it's punishment.
The judge sentenced Helen to 6 years in prison. Helen Simmons still has open cases against Matthew Jones. We did reach out to him in prison for this story, but he never responded to any of our questions. At this point, Helen has been at Perryville, the state women's prison in Goodyear, for about a year now. She's expected to get out in 2028. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
You can watch Erica's full series, He Made Me Do It, on 12 News Plus or the 12 News YouTube channel.